coming in, the waves are coming in. There is so much magnificence near the ocean. The waves are coming in, the waves are coming in. Hallelujah. Caught you, Peter.
Shabbat shalom. You on another great summer beach day. The waves behind me are getting bigger and bigger. I hear on Sunday, it wouldn't be such a great day to go to the beach. Sunday is going to be one of those days where we stay home in our houses. Today, we enjoy the beach, each and every one of us gathered together in community. I'm Rabbi Josh Franklin, the rabbi at the Jewish Center. I'm joined to my right by...
Hi, I'm Rabbi Deborah Stein, and I'm the cantor at the Jewish Center of the Hamptons. And to my right...
Hi, I'm Peter Weiss.
We're still trying to define him.
Yeah, I don't have a title
Our
yet.
musician extraordinaire, I think, works, but I don't think he would say it.
And one of the things about Shabbat is that it should be a time where you get to meet and greet new people and get to build community together. So let's take 20 seconds, find someone you don't know, find someone outside your circle, wish them a Shabbat Shalom. We'll pick up with Hine Mato. Number 2 on your prayer cards, which are 15 seconds from now. Make sure you find someone and say Shabbat Shalom. Hopefully that'll pick up as we continue on. Number 2, Hine Mato, it is that we can be together.
Let's get ready to clap. Hine Mato. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. 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 Let me hear you. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
I'm told that someone saw a whale behind me a little while ago. That is somewhat of a problem because that means everyone is focused on the whale, but it also is somewhat of a blessing because you get to see a whale. How amazing is that? You know how big a whale is? Think of a school bus. Bigger L'chuner anina l'Adonai. Come, let us rejoice together. Number 3 on your prayer cards.
Let me see you swim. L'chuner anina l'Adonai. Naria litzo yishenu. Great. L'chuner anina l'Adonai. Naria. Ismirot Maria lo, Ikadma panav b'toda. Ismirot Maria lo, swim lechuner anina l'Adonai. Naria lisu yishenu, lechuner anina l'Adonai. Naria lisu yishenu. Nikadma panav b'toda, Ismirot Maria lo. Nikadma panav b'toda, Ismirot Maria lo. Alechu niranina l'Adonai, Naria lisu yishenu. Lechu niranina l'Adonai, Naria lisu yishenu. Nikadma panav b'toda. Ismirot Maria lo.
I'm curious to know, what's your favorite thing about Shabbat? There's so many amazing things about Shabbat. If I had a list of like the top 5 things about Shabbat,
Shabbat on the beach.
Shabbat on the beach is definitely up there. I was thinking number 1, Shabbat. Number 4, best thing about Shabbat is, who wants to give me number 4? Your favorite thing about Shabbat?
Family.
I love it. Who's going to give me number 3? Your favorite thing about Shabbat? The food. I like that one. Your favorite thing about Shabbat over here?
Grape juice.
Grape juice.
Yay.
One more. The best thing about Shabbat is?
Over here we got somebody.
What is it?
Challah.
So many amazing things about Shabbat. I'm so glad Shabbat is here. Bowie Kala, come Shabbat. I can't wait for it. It's number 4 on your prayer cards. Let's sing together.
Bowie Kala. Bowie Kala. Bowie Kala. Bowie Kala. Bowie Kala. Bowie Kala. Bowie Kala.
We are in a very special month, and that is the month of Elul, the month leading up to the high holidays. There's a tradition that before Shabbat starts, you need to be able to hear one particular thing during the month of Elul. Anyone know what that is? It's the sound of the shofar. I heard it from over there. So for that, we're going to invite everyone to rise if you are able as we prepare to sound the shofar.
Okay, the way that this is done is I'm going to call the call. You're going to repeat it just to remind the rabbi which one he's doing. And then he's going to blow the shofar. So we really need your help on this. Are you ready? Tekiah. Teruah. Tekiah Gedolah.
And if you can touch your toes, and when you're ready, gently, 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 and slowly come up, extending each and every one of your vertebrae. I don't know if you're ready yet, but we're going to ask ourselves if we're ready. Number 5 on your prayer cards.
I awake, am I prepared? Are you listening to understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Moed Adonai, Hamivorah.
Respond together.
Baruch Adonai Hamivorach Le'olam Va'ed Le'olam Va'ed.
You can did. I'm going to borrow a term from another rabbi, a great rabbi named Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel. He said that there are moments in our lives where we experience something called radical amazement that you probably heard a lot in the 80s. You know, if you grew up in the 80s, you know what I'm talking about. People used to say, radical, man. Radical is something that is extreme. It's out there. It's something that is on the fringes, something that doesn't happen very often. And amazement is where you have a moment that doesn't happen very often, but it stuns you. It shakes you to your core. It makes you say, wow, and it makes you think about the importance of life and how grateful you are to be in the very moment that you are in. Here's what I'd like you to do. Ask each other in your circle, when is there a moment where you might have had this radical amazement or a moment of colors and the artistry that God has painted each and every day on our beach. Number 7.
Roll into dark, roll light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Forever alive, go. Day turns to night, roll into dawn, roll into light, night becomes day.
Keep rolling.
Last time. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night.
Just listen for a second. The sound of the ocean is rather loud and beautiful. One of my favorite sounds. I wish I could have a ringtone. That was the sound of the ocean. I've been getting this buzzing in my pocket lately, even when my phone is on vibrate, telling me that there is some kind of storm coming. Seems to be the ocean over there, and we're hearing it just a little bit. But we're going to lean into a meditative quiet. And to get there, we're going to use the first 3 words of the Shema. The first word of the Shema in 3 parts goes just like this. Join on Let your breath all the way out. One last time. You really want to hear your voices. Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu מלכותו לעולם ועד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד.
There once was a man named Moish. And Moish lived in a nice small little town, except Moish had a little bit of a problem. He looked around at the world and he thought, meh, everything's so gloomy. Yeah, not enough sun. He just saw the world as a little bit flawed in every single way. And he had had enough. He said, I hate it here. I hate it. And he prayed to God. Moish said, God, I just want to get out of here. Can I go somewhere a little bit nicer? Can you show me the way to paradise? And guess what? God responded to Moish. God said to Moish, if you want to go to paradise, all you got to do is follow the trail that leads outside of town. It's about a day and a half journey away, and you should be able to find it. Just keep going down that trail, and eventually you will get to paradise. Moish, who hadn't had any excitement in his life, who hadn't really found anything good around him, decided it's time for me. The word paradise means in the English language. Paradise is a place that is an oasis. It's lush. It's a place where you have everything that you need. It's kind of like, well, maybe it's like the Hamptons a little bit when you think about it. And so Moish goes walking down the road. He's walking. This place was a day and a half journey. So he decided after about 6 or 7 hours of walking, and he was going to stop and spend the night at a clearing that he had found in the road. There was a problem, though. He looked to his right. It looked the same. There were some woods and a path. And he looked to his left, and there were some woods, and there was a path. Everything kind of looked the same. So he said, you know what I'm going to do? So I don't get lost tomorrow morning when I wake up? I'm going to point my sandals in the direction that I need to go. So Moish takes off his sandals, points them in the direction of paradise, the direction that he should be walking, and he goes to sleep. But something happened that night. I can't tell you exactly what it was. Maybe there was a squirrel that decided to go play with his sandals. Maybe it was a raccoon. Maybe it were some fairies. Maybe it were angels. I don't know. But somehow, in the middle of the night, his shoes were turned around in the other direction. So when Moish got up in the morning, he started walking, and he saw a town in the distance. He said, wow, this place looks a little bit familiar. It kind of looks like the town that I used to live in. But you know what? Everything looks so beautiful. Everything looks so amazing. It's so sunny today. The light here is a little bit different. He went and walked into the middle of the town, and he said, wow, there's a square here. Square in the middle of the town that had a place for him to sit, a bench. And he sat down in the middle of the square and looked around, and he said, there was a square just like this in my old town, but this square, there's something about it. All of these people walking by, everyone looks so happy. Life seems to be so good. And he looked around and he said, in my town that I used to live in, they had that store. In my town that I used to live in, they had that store too, and that one, and there was a shop over here that was exactly the same. This is a lot like the place that I used to live, but this is just so much more beautiful. After all, this is paradise, right? And he said, you know what? If everything looks so much the same, I bet there's a house just like the one that I used to live in. And so Moish went walking down the road in the direction that was towards his house. And guess what? There was a house there. Looked just like Moish's house. He knocks on the door, and his wife says, Moish, what are you doing? Come on in. It's time to get some soup. And Moish said, this woman looks just like my wife. He comes on in and he says, you're just like my wife, but you're so happy, you're so beautiful, and life is so good. And this soup that you lived completely happy, completely full of joy, even though everything was exactly the same as before he had left. So what happened? What happened? This is going to be the lesson for us that I want us to think about this Shabbat. Happiness, joy, paradise, living in such a wonderful place is less about the actual place that you are in, and it's more about the state of mind that you are when you live in that place. Each and every one of us right now are in paradise. And that's not because it's a beautiful day and the wind is blowing ever so gently and the water sounds magnificent in the background and the sky is purple and we're all together. Paradise is because we feel that way and we change ourselves. We reorient ourselves to realize and be grateful for all the blessings that we have in life. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter who you're with, there's always something to be grateful for. There's always something to cling to that will make you filled with joy, filled with happiness. That's our lesson. Easier place than to be able to do so than right here, right now. Let's pick up with the little Let There Be Love, number 9 on your prayer cards.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Ashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkivenu, Leshalom. Ha'amidenu, Shomreinu Lechayim. Uvosalenu, Sukat Shalom Echad. And friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from.
I keep on going back to life's storms. We've got one coming up. That's right. Shabbat is a time where we count our where we share those moments. So we're going to start out by asking, anyone have a birthday out there this past week or in the upcoming week?
All right, how old? Oops. You want to
over here. How old? 5? If you want,
Or
here tonight.
60. Any other anniversaries? Any children lose a tooth this week?
Oh,
You
up there.
did? Wow,
a God-given moment.
congratulations.
How about, we don't want to call you out. We want to make you feel welcome, not singled out. But we do want to ask if this is your first Shabbat on the beach and you want to share that with us, because that's a great moment. Raise your-
Welcome.
Shabbat on the beach. And over there, and thanking God for enabling us to reach this time and this day of joy.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה big amen.
I'm going to break up announcements today into 2 parts. We'll do some announcements now. First, I want to thank our Shabbat on the Beach sponsors for this week. So a special thank you to David and Jamie Barron and the entire Barron family for sponsoring Shabbat on the Beach tonight.
Thank you.
We are very grateful. And to all of our sponsors, everyone who sponsored so far. But if you want to be a sponsor, we still have 2 Shabbat on the Beaches left. You can hold your camera up to either QR code to my right and to my left, and you can learn more about supporting Shabbat on the Beach, even if you don't want to be a sponsor, if you just want to make a donation, or if you want to sponsor one of the last 2 Shabbat on the Beaches on the beach up there from Lindsay, who's raising her hand up there at that blue table. And Lindsay can also get you some challah. Challah supports Shabbat on the Beach too. For every challah that's sold, let's see in a little bit, you probably want your own challah. Now, we've had some pretty good dancing throughout the summer so far. Some pretty good dancing, but I think tonight might be the night where we see the best dance.
Shira, shir hallelujah, shir hallelujah. Hava nashira, shir hallelujah. Get up, hallelujah.
Some pretty good moves over here.
Hava nashira. Shira, shir hallelujah, shir hallelujah. Hava nashira, shir.
case.
Lights of Shabbat. Bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. Lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat, shalom. May you have a peaceful day. Shabbat, shalom. May you have a restful day. Bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. We light the lights of Shabbat. Bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. Lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat, shalom. As we watch the candles shine. Shabbat, shalom. Cover the challah and pour the wine. Bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. Light the lights of Shabbat. Bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. Lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. I had to journey to get here. It's like, all right, let's get to these candles. Ready? 3 circles. Achat, shtayim, shalosh. Now cover your eyes and think of something special. Think of a blessing you want to bring into Shabbat with you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
And look at the beauty and the light all around you.
Look at that light right there, by the way. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow. By the way, if you like beach services, speaking of which, and want to join us for the high holidays, let me tell you a little bit about some of the things that are going on for the high holidays. Ticketing will be available early next week, but Labor Day Monday this year is Erev Rosh Hashanah. So we will be on the beach here, 6 o'clock, Erev Rosh Hashanah. If you want to join us for Shabbat, for Erev Rosh Hashanah.
Erev Rosh Hashanah.
All of our services require tickets. All of our services are open air, in person, and virtual, by the way. Kol Nidre will be on the beach. So will Ne'ilah and Yizkor on Yom Kippur. More information coming out next week. A schedule is now available. I think we sent out an email later this afternoon. And one more brief thing. If you can be helpful to us by bringing your rings up to the blue crate right below the stairs after services are over, that would really help out our maintenance staff, as well as bringing up your Shabbat on the beach prayer cards. We would really appreciate your help there.
And following Bim Bam, for those of you who are saying Kaddish for a loved one, we will meet on the deck and say Kaddish in a special circle, a sacred circle together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, bo'ei peri hagafen. Amen. Amelia, you want to lead us in this?
Shoulder bim bam.
Okay. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Ready, Amelia? Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chitty bitty bitty bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Ready, jump! Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat, 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 Shabbat faster. Bim bam, bim 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 bam. Bim 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 bam, chitty bitty bitty bim bam, bim bim bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, ooh! Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, hey! Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom,
Shabbat
everybody.
shalom, everyone.